Hello, and welcome to Once Upon a Time in Black History. I am your host, Tamara Shiloh, author, educator, and owner of the Multicultural Bookstore in Richmond, California, and Las Vegas, Nevada. You can also find us on my website at onceuponatimeinblackhistory.com. Our shows are sponsored by the Multicultural Bookstore, and if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, please send me an email at tamarashiloh@gmail.com. Alrighty then, let's get this party started. Welcome to Once Upon a Time in Black History, where we celebrate the brilliance, courage, creativity, and contributions of Black people who helped shape the world. I'm your host, Tamara Shiloh. And before we begin, don't forget to visit my bookstore at themulticulturalbookstore.com, where stories, culture, and history come alive. Today's story is about a man whose imagination, intelligence, curiosity led to one of the most popular toys in the world. His name is Lonnie Johnson, and he is the inventor of the Super Soaker. Now, when most people think of the Super Soaker, they think of summer fun, backyard water fights, laughter, and children running around with brightly colored water blasters. But behind that famous toy is the story of a brilliant Black engineer, a NASA scientist, and an inventor who refused to give up on his ideas. Lonnie George Johnson was born on October 6, 1949, in Mobile, Alabama. He grew up during a time when segregation was still a part of everyday life in the South. Opportunities for Black children were limited, and many people did not expect them to become scientists, engineers, or inventors. But Lonnie's family encouraged curiosity and learning. From the time Lonnie was young, he loved taking things apart and figuring out how they worked. Some children play with toys and leave them as they are. Lonnie was the kind of child who wanted to know what was inside. Radios, engines, machines, and gadgets fascinated him. He wanted to understand how parts came together to make something move, light up, and make sound. His curiosity was so strong that his family gave him a nickname, the Professor. As a teenager, Lonnie built his own robot. This was not a simple school project made from paper and glue. He built a real working robot named Linux, made from scrap metal and other materials he could find. In 1968, while attending Williamson High School, an all-Black high school in Mobile, Lonnie entered Linux into a science fair at the University of Alabama. At that time, the University of Alabama had only recently been integrated. For a young Black student to enter a major competition there was already meaningful. But Lonnie did more than enter. He won first place. His robot impressed the judges and showed that he had serious talent as an inventor and engineer. After high school, Lonnie attended Tuskegee University, one of the most famous historical Black colleges and universities in the country. Tuskegee has a long tradition of producing outstanding scientists, pilots, engineers, teachers, and leaders. Lonnie earned a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering and later a master's degree in nuclear engineering. After college, Lonnie joined the United States Air Force, where he worked on important technical projects. Later, he became an engineer at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. There, he worked on major space missions, including the Galileo mission to Jupiter and the Cassini mission to Saturn. These were not small assignments. Lonnie Johnson was helping create technology for spacecraft that would travel millions and millions of miles into space. So one day in the early 1980s, Lonnie was working on an idea for a new kind of heat pump that would use water instead of harmful chemicals. He was experimenting in his bathroom with a nozzle connected to a sink. When he turned it on, a powerful stream of water shot across the room. Many people might have simply cleaned up the mess and moved on, but Lonnie saw something special. That burst of water gave him an idea. He realized that the same kind of pressure could be used to create a powerful water gun. At the time, most water guns were still small and weak. They could only squirt a short distance. Lonnie imagined something much stronger, something that could shoot water farther than any toy water gun people had seen before. He began working on a prototype. He made an early version using plastic tubing, a bottle, and other parts. He even called it the Power Drencher. The idea was simple, but brilliant. Pump air into a water chamber to build pressure, then release the water in a strong stream. But having a great idea is only part of the journey. Lonnie still had to convince a toy company to make it. That was not easy. He showed his invention to different companies, but some were not interested. Others did not understand how successful it could become. Still, Lonnie did not give up. Eventually, he partnered with a toy company called Laramie. The Power Drencher was released in 1990, but it did not become a huge hit right away. Then the company changed the name to Super Soaker, improved the marketing, and released it again. This time, it exploded in popularity. Children loved it, parents recognized it, stores sold it everywhere. The Super Soaker became one of the most successful toys of the 1990s. It was bright, powerful, exciting, and fun. It changed the way people thought about water toys. But Lonnie Johnson's story does not end with the Super Soaker. He holds many patents and has continued working on technology related to energy, batteries, and clean power. His company, Johnson Research and Development, has focused on creating inventions that can help solve real-world problems. He has worked on advanced battery technology and energy systems that could one day help reduce pollution and make power efficient. Lonnie's journey also reminds us why representation matters. When children see inventors who look like them, they begin to understand that science, engineering, and technology are places where they belong. They begin to see that their ideas matter. They begin to believe that they, too, can build something that changes the world. Lonnie Johnson once took a simple childhood toy, playing with water, and used engineering to make it bigger, better, and unforgettable. His invention brought fun to millions of children around the world, but his life story brings something even more powerful: inspiration. So the next time you see a Super Soaker, remember the man behind it. Remember Lonnie Johnson, the boy nicknamed the Professor, the student who built a robot, the engineer who worked with NASA, and the inventor who changed summer forever. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Once Upon a Time in Black History. I'm your host, Tamara Shiloh. Don't forget to visit themulticulturalbookstore.com and continue learning about the people, stories, and history that deserve to be remembered. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and keep celebrating Black history. Thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Time in Black History. For more information on this topic and others, visit the Multicultural Bookstore at multiculturalbookstore.com. And again, if you want to advertise in our podcast for a mere $25, please contact me at tamarashiloh@gmail.com. See you next time.